It is time for the Friday Night Frenzy. He's Pat Timlin. I'm Amy Zimmer. Our Rick Snow is standing by. Dave Williams has the night off. We've hit week 11 of the high school football season, and the pressure is on.
Yeah, it's make or break time, right? Region titles are up for the grabs. Playoff spots are on the line, and every snap starting to matter just a little bit more.
And this is when the good teams separate themselves. And as always, we've got highlights from across Southeast Georgia and the Low Country. We kick off the action in Hardeeville. John Paul II hosting Hilton Head Christian Eagles in a Big Skeezer Region 1 3A showdown senior night. And a little payback on the line for the Warriors. A win would make it 4 straight, avenge an early season loss to the Eagles, and lock up their first home playoff game. Get this in school history. Opening drive, Hilton Head Christian wasting no time. Quarterback Cress Langhals drops back, puts this one right on the money to Jackson Richardson. Directs a couple defenders all the way to the goal line. Very next play, Langhals calls his own number, tucks it, leads in. Touchdown Eagles. They strike first 7-0. But the Warriors come back roaring right before the end of the first quarter. Jaden Inabennett takes the handoff, finds a lane. Yeah, he's coming right at you. I'm getting out of the way. Spins inside the 10. And to start the second quarter, it's Inabennett again. This time finishes the drive right up the gut, walking it in for 6. And just like that, we're all even at 7. This one remaining close until the end. It was Hilton Head Christian coming out on top, 35-25, the final.
Yeah, just getting started. We're taking you all across the 912, plus to this week's Carolina Clash Game of the Week.
Time to send it over to the Bluffton High School Marching Band, part of our WJCL 22 Spirit Squad of the Week.
We're the Bluffton High School Marching Band, and you're watching the Friday Night Frenzy on WJCO 22.
You're watching the Friday Night Frenzy, and just like that, it's the second to last week of the regular season, and for Bethesda Academy, the Blazers still undefeated with a chance to lock things down tonight.
Yeah, the Blazers are in the driver's seat and not just playing for a Skiza Region 1 2A championship tonight, but looking for a little payback too. This one, a rematch of last year's state title showdown with PD Academy. Packed house for senior night. Opening possession, Golden Eagles going for it on 4th down. The senior, Isaiah Redmond, blows that one up in the backfield. Blazers take over just outside the red zone. A couple plays later, quarterback Jordan Turner goes out to his left, takes it to the house himself. Blazers take an 8-0 lead. Next possession, PD dialing up a jet sweep, but Bethesda is ready for it. A pair of sophomores, and Kaman Young and Nick Jackson combined for the TFL. Next drive, Blazers wait for nobody. Blink and you could miss it. Turner hits Rallo Wesley. The 17th total touchdown for the Stars senior. The point after attempt, how about a jumbo set for Bethesda? And Redmond gets the rock. He's in for 2. Those are the type of plays you can run on senior night. Celebrate it, young man. Still in the first quarter, Bethesda up 16-0. Read option for Turner. He'll turn on the boosters. See ya. 50 yards to the crib, untouched. Bethesda wins 49-0. Getting revenge for last year's state title game. And watch out, the Blazers are 8-0 and will play for a region championship next week.
Yeah, I'd say they got the payback they were hoping for. Okay, the GHSA Region 1 5A action. Statesboro Blue Devils aiming for their 5th straight win, hosting South Effingham Mustangs. Direct snap to Keon Childers, runs it himself. Touchdown Blue Devils. Just before the half, Statesboro lined up for a field goal, then changed to the formation. Davis Harrison delivers a beautiful touchdown pass. 13-3 Statesboro up at the half. Mustangs trying to respond. Here's a nice strong run by Maddox Vasquez. Gets right to the goal line. South Effingham found the end zone once, but the Blue Devils are just red hot. Ja'Cory Cope catches the punt, and guess what? He's going to just go ahead and take it all the way to the house. See you later. It's all him. He's got it. Statesboro goes on to win 27-10, picking up their 6th straight victory.
Blue Devils are not a team you want to see if you have to play in the postseason. One of the biggest games in the state happened in 6A Region 1 tonight.
Richmond Hill was home against the number 1 team in that region, and he has all the highlights.
Hey guys, Powerful Lounge is looking to remain unbeaten while the Wildcats are looking to slow down the Vikings train that is racing down the tracks looking for a state championship. To do that, the Cats will have to keep their unbeaten record in the glorious new stadium and get back on their own winning track. It was the Lowndes Vikings who started quickly as Jace Johnson finds Artavian Brown in full stride for a 20-yard touchdown. Less than 2 minutes into the game, it was 7-0. Early in the second quarter, the Wildcats on the move, and Gunnar Mobley goes deep to Eli Grant, who makes the great catch at the 1-yard line. On the next play, it's Amir Miller in the Wildcat, and he keeps it for the 1-yard touchdown as the Wildcats tie the score 7-7, and the fans were going wild. After the kickoff, the Wildcats pick off a Johnson pass. Grant with the interception, and he returns it to the 30-yard line. The Wildcats capitalize as Mobley finds Nick Swain in the end zone for the touchdown, and Richmond Hill takes a 14-7 lead. That's when the Vikings wake up as Johnson fires deep over the middle and finds Brown again for a 35-yard gain to the 12-yard line. On the next play, Kevon Thomas gets the call and sweeps the left side for the touchdown to tie the score once again at 14-14. A couple of plays later, Johnson hits Joe Henry open in the end zone for a 16-yard touchdown, and Lowndes takes a 21-14 lead to the locker room. The Vikings would run away for a 49-23 triumph. Next week, Colquitt County comes to Richmond Hill to close out the regular season. Rick Snow, WJCL 22 News.
Thanks, Rick. Over to Pooler Stadium. Savannah Christian remembering the 1975 team tonight, the first squad to win a state title. Heard Ken Greiner was the quarterback for that squad. Third quarter, Raiders up 21-7. Little misdirection in the backfield. Quarterback Blaze Thomas keeps it and slings a beautiful one downfield. Cam Yellow rises up and brings it down. Savannah Christian knocking on the doorstep. Let's go to the next play. Athen Hudspeth. Well, you know what he's going to do. Punch it in. A rushing touchdown for the senior on senior night. 28-7, Raiders lead. Next Swainsboro possession, but a quick pass to the left. Another senior stepping up. John Gross deflecting that pass leads to a Tigers punt. Next play from scrimmage, snap to Thomas. Watch the blocking job in the middle. Parts the C's for the senior, who's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the 9-1-2. Even if you catch him, he's a hard man to bring down. Touchdown, Blaze Thomas. Savannah Christian wins 45-13. Setting up a good one next week at Toombs County that will decide the region champion.
Taking you to Bluffton for our Carolina Clash game of the week. Huge matchup in SCHSL Region 6 4A. Bluffton Bobcats and Bishop England battling Bishops, both coming in at 6-2, fighting for playoff positioning. Second quarter, Bishop England up 3-0 and knocking on the door for their first touchdown of the night. That's William Donato calling his own number. Gets into the red zone. A few plays later, Wildcat Chase Tonin takes the high snap, bulldozes his way through traffic for the touchdown. They're up 10-0. Bobcats offense gets going later in the second. Quarterback Aiden McCarthy hands it off to Cordell Holly. Sees an open lane and going to take a swarm of Bishops to finally bring him down. Move those chains, he says. Bluffton same drive. McCarthy through the air. And just when you think it's overthrown, leave it to Cornell Warren. Climbing the ladder, catches it right at the pylon for the touchdown. What a grab by the big 22 member. Cuts Bishop England's lead to 3. Bluffton going to come out top in this one, 31-24 the final.
How about a change of scenery for St. Andrews? Lions hosting Frederica Academy at Memorial Stadium. Let's pick things up late at the end of the first quarter. Tied 0-0. Knights get the snap off before the buzzer almost turns into a disaster. Lions wrangle the QB down for a sack to keep it knotted at 0. Let's go first play of the second. Quick screen from Stanton Beverly to Braxton Sykes. He's dodging tacklers, finds a seam down the sideline, and takes it in for a score. Good news for the Knights. There's no replay review at the high school level. I took another look per the suggestion of a Lions fan in the stands. And folks, he might have had a point. That knee looks down. Still got to play to the whistle, though. Lions battled hard in this one. Great pitch out to Amari Cook, who gets near the first down marker. In the end, the Knights roll to a 49-16 victory. St. Andrews finishes off their regular season with one more win than last year. Nowhere close to the finish of this one. More highlights to come and the play of the week.
All right, let's go ahead and send it over to the cheerleaders of Bethesda Academy, part of this week's WJCL 22 Spirit Squad.
You're watching the Friday Night Frenzies on WJCL. Go!
Welcome back to the Friday Night Frenzy. More highlights and, of course, as always, the play of the week to get to.
Yeah, there's only one more week left in the regular season, and while some are playing for a spot in the postseason, others are playing for pride and trying to build a little bit of momentum as they head into next year.
All right, let's go ahead and get on over to the brand new Grove Stadium. Rebels still looking for their first win of the year, taking on Calvary Day Cavaliers. Jumping to the second quarter, Cavs leading 35-0 at midfield. Quarterback James Mobley heaves one up the seam, finds the large junior Jonathan Perry. After only a few long strides, he's already in the red zone, takes a pair of Rebels to finally bring him down. Couple plays later, Caden Jones gets the call, continues to look great after coming back from injury. He finds the promised land. Calvary Day goes on to win this one easily, 48-8, your final score. The Cavs going to wrap up the season at home against the Liberty County Panthers next week, and that's going to be a good one. It's going to be a battle for second place in the region.
Let's stay in that region. East Bullock hosting Long County. The Jackets fighting for a spot in the postseason, and so is Long County. Blue Tide start out rolling. Play action pass, Dylan Tyler finds Courtney Charles, pair of seniors linking up for the score. Later on, Jackets punting deep in their own territory. Tyler Gamble comes up with the block. Long County takes over inside the 5-yard line. They don't waste any time punching it in. Wesley Williams fighting his way over the goal line. Touchdown, Blue Tide. SEB not going down without a fight. QB keeper for Colton Zito does a great job finding the hole and taking it to the house. 30-yard touchdown run by the junior, trying to get that crowd a little juice. But this one was really all Long County. They win 43-21. A dominant showing on the road by the Blue Tide to keep their playoff hopes alive. Time for the play of the week. We go back to Richmond Hill. Junior quarterback Gunnar Mobley has his eyes on the end zone. Looking for Nick Swain. The senior leaps up.
Wow.
Moss is the defender and hangs on for the touchdown. Wildcats giving Lowndes all they could in this one. But the Vikings, just a tough team to beat. They would run away 49-23 in front of a great crowd there at Wildcat Stadium.
Before we look ahead to the college football slate, let's roll it back. How about the 9-1-2 on ESPN last night? Former Johnson Adams smasher Ted Hurst popping off on a Thursday night. Look at him go, showing why he was a preseason All-Sun Belt first team selection. 75 yards to the house there, the first of 2 touchdowns on the day by Ted Hurst. Now Georgia State would go on to fall 38-31 against South Alabama. But how about that huge run? 75 yards to the house. Love to see it.
Here's a look at the college football Saturday ahead. Some great games already this week, but coming at 3:30 on WJCL 22. The South Carolina Gamecocks welcoming 4th-ranked Alabama in a big SEC test. It's homecoming there in Columbia. It's also homecoming on the Marsh for Savannah State. It'll be an all-Tigers showdown as they host Morehouse College with a 3 p.m. kick. Man, some bitter rivalries in the SEC and the SIAC. Going to be a great weekend of college football.
Oh, yeah, and as always, as you know, we've got you covered. We'll have highlights and final scores Saturday night from the Marsh all the way over to South Carolina, and then, of course, Georgia Southern on the road. Georgia Tech looking to stay perfect, and then going to be a bye for Georgia, so they'll enjoy some rest.
They might have to do some scouting on the Yellow Jackets. You know, after the last
It's going to be a big one in Atlanta.
8 overtime thriller. Looking ahead to this year, it could be an undefeated Yellow Jacket squad taking on the Bulldogs. It's a month away. I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Hey, we're all looking forward to Black Friday, whether it's shopping or football, okay? That's going to do it for Week 11 under the Friday Night Lights. With Pat Timlin and the entire team, I'm Amy Zimmer. Have a great night.